Hey everybody, welcome back. It's that time of the week again where I show off my comic book haul, and had a pretty good one today, so we're gonna get to it pretty quick. Now basically, again, I'm still new enough to this. I need to remind you, I'm basically a comic noob. Comic Bento, link in the description is in the bottom. Gave me the Guinpool trade paperback. I fell in love with Guinpool, decided I had to have every Guinpool I could find. That's now led me into buying other books. You guys seem to enjoy these hauls. Hopefully you're checking out the reviews and, giving me feedback as you have been. It's been wonderful. But, I thought we'd get into this haul for January 18th because I got a lot of cool stuff today, and some things I was surprised. I was like, oh, I didn't know I was getting a new issue. Now I did go to two of my shops. I went to my main shop, Comic Interlude, which is my main shop where I got all my pulls and stuff, and found a ton of good stuff there. Then I went on over to A+, and I found a variant that I think they had at Comic Interlude, so I felt a little bad, but, I try to spread the wealth amongst the awesome shops as best I can. But so I guess we should just jump right into this because I think I picked up 12 books plus a variant, so let's see what I got, shall we? Now, first up is not a new book necessarily, fairly new. I got the common issue number 1 of Jessica Jones. The reason I did this, I was about ready to go start reading it the other day, and I realized, oh, I only have this sealed up variant version of number 1, and I don't really want to unseal it. So I thought if I could find issue number 1, let's do that. Now next up is something that's been out for a little while, but I noticed it and I thought I want to check this out and see if it's something I want to keep going on because I've added some other things to my pull list in the future. But I got issue number 1 of Daredevil versus Punisher. Okay, that ought to be pretty fun. It was awesome in the Netflix series. I went ahead and also picked up issue number 2 of that same series. Because, I don't know, the Doctor Strange one, and I'm not loving that yet, but we'll see. You'll get my reviews eventually. And went ahead and picked up the most recent issue number 3 of Daredevil vs. Punisher. And I'm anxious to read this, anxious to see some Daredevil in the black suit with the red. I really like that suit design, so I'm kind of anxious to read that. So that pretty much, that's like the previously on comics that I went ahead and bought or pick back up. Everything else is basically new today, I think. There's with one exception that I can think of. So even though I haven't been collecting the whole series, and I do feel like I should, I went ahead and picked up issue number 16 of Spider-Gwen. Because apparently this is the second part to the story of the new Spider-Man book that I picked up, Sitting in a Tree, part 2. So I thought, well, if I'm gonna read part 1, which I may read today or tomorrow, I'm probably gonna want part 2. So glad I checked that out. The next one is a series I wasn't sure I was gonna get, but man, this variant cover was so freaking cool. And I thought, let's see what we think, right? We'll buy issue number 1 and see what we think. We picked up issue number 1 of Monsters Unleashed. So this is like a new event thing, kind of, I believe, right? It's an event going on in the Marvel Universe, or maybe it's just its own new thing, but I like monsters, and that cover is very, very cool. Now, this one I knew was coming today, and I'm anxious to read it, because the first one really grew on me the more I thought about it, and now I'm anxious to see where the story starts going. Looks like we'll get a little bit of a villain focus. We got issue number 2 of US Avengers, so that ought to be a fun read. The first one was definitely a fun read. A little more Squirrel Girl, a little more Red Hulk. Could be awesome. Now, we got another one today that I'm also very excited for because I haven't put my review out, but I really liked the first 2 issues. They grabbed me, and of course it's written by Brian Michael Bendis, who is currently my favorite writer, even though, I'm just new, so who knows. But we got issue number 3 of Invincible Iron Man, so Riri Williams. I really, really like this. I didn't read any of the backstory. I just started right into her issue number 1, and I'm digging the hell out of it. So, there you go. Now, I also got this, issue number 2, which my review came out yesterday? Yeah, so hopefully you watch that for issue number 1. But we got Deadpool the Duck, and they did have a variant cover, but I went with the common cover because I preferred the art on the common cover. And I think that's going to be a really good read. I'm anxious to get into that one, honestly. Where the first book left off, I won't talk about it here. Now, I honestly, I'm excited for this, but I honestly didn't realize this was coming out today. Somehow it just totally slipped my attention. But we got issue number 10 of Guinpool. And I'm realizing, I haven't read past the trade paperback yet, and I really need to do that. Now, I do have commons of all the issues except issue number 6. I'm having trouble because issue number 6, I only have the cosplay cover variant. I need to show you guys my Guinpool haul I got from Midtown Comics. But I can't find like a common, and I don't want to open that variant, because it was a bit more expensive and stuff, and I don't necessarily want to go digital for 1 issue, so we'll see what we can do, but I definitely am excited to start reading more of that. And then I need to double check with my recent Midtown Comics haul, but I think I found a variant I did not have, so I took a chance and picked it up because it did not look familiar, but it's very, very cool, and I want every Guinpool cover I can get. We got issue number 8 with this cover, so sweet, right? Cool. All right, well, we're almost there, guys. So the other thing is an issue number 1 that came out today. And I have a feeling I'm going to like this, but I have a feeling I'm also going to be lost because I do know just a little bit about Civil War II. I know this character was a major part of it, and maybe the storyline is still happening. I don't understand, but it's in issue number 1. There's gonna be a movie, so I wanted to start picking it up somewhere and just kind of get a little more familiar with the character. We got the mighty Captain Marvel. Yeah, so that ought to be a fun read, I really, really hope. So that only leaves the variant, and you can guess, since I saved it for the last book, that guess what it is? It's the variant cover for Captain Marvel, and I think he said Rob Liefeld. No, I can't remember who he said was the artist on this. I'm sorry, where I'm a noob, I haven't learned the art names yet, so I'm getting there. But I thought this was really, really cool. I like this sketch cover a whole lot, so I'm kind of anxious to see what other variants there may or may not be for that. But anyways, guys, that's my comic book haul for the 18th of January 2017, and I'm really, really excited to start reading some of these. I'm loving getting into this comic thing, and hopefully you guys seem to be appreciating it too. I shot some fun video of me running around too, and eventually I might actually even try to shoot a little in the store. I think they'd let me, but you know, I don't want to just go in there and be a jerk and film everything, but we'll get there. So be watching those new vlogs, because that's where you'll see that kind of stuff. But also, hopefully you're just digging this. I'm digging this. So let me hear your thoughts. Which of these books did you pick up? Which ones are you reading? Which ones are you excited for? Please give me more suggestions. Crap, I just remembered one of you guys. I heard a couple of you people have suggested Lumberjanes, and I meant to look into that, and I totally slipped my mind. So if I get back out to the shops this week, I'll try to look into that. But definitely give me recommendations. You know, you'll see in my reviews what I'm liking, what I'm not, and you know, feel free to correct me if I'm saying wrong things. If you got feedback on how I could improve these videos, since I am new to all this, I'd love to hear it. Other than that, just let me know what book you're most excited for, and you know, let's have a geek out time. Sorry there's no DC or other things. I'm just struggling to find good DC I want to read. I have a couple books, but you know, they weren't out this week. So you know, and other lines too, because you know, I don't want it to be just Marvel, but I'm really digging the hell out of Marvel right now. So that's where I stand. Let me know where you stand too. All right, so do all that, comment away, click the thumbs up button, give me the thumb of encouragement. I do love to be encouraged. Other than that, I'm gonna get out of here because I got a hell of a lot of reading to do, and I will see you all later.